What's going on, guys? This is Jack, coach of your Wenatchee Wildcats, bringing you our Week 2 Team Builder versus Rodney and the Florida Feraligatrs. So his team is pretty interesting. Of course, like every year, he has a rain-centered team. Pretty standard Rodney team with Tapu Koko, Kyurem Black, Hawlucha, Mega Sharpedo, Politoed, Klefki, Smeargle. Oh my goodness, Discord, you're getting muted so that we don't have bleeping all through this video. Klefki, Smeargle, Alolan Raichu, Rotom Mo, Eevee, and Kabutops, with Eevee being his only Z captain, I believe. I don't see another Z captain listed on the spreadsheet. So that's good to know. If we don't see the Eevee, we know that he is not carrying a Z move. He does bring Eevee. I believe we have some good counters to that anyways for the Extreme Evo boost. So looking at his team, he is pretty weak to rocks, or rock move spam, not necessarily weak to stealth rocks, with his only resistance being Klefki. I'm pretty sure Klefki is going to be a bring, just because, like I said, it does resist the rocks, which keeps my Lycanroc from being able to sweep through his team. Of course, sets up screen, sets up spikes. I believe he also gets defog because like all the fairies got defog in Gen 7 for some reason. And then he might bring the rain with Politoed, Sharpedo, and Kabutops. Which of course does help Scizor, my Scizor, because it weakens his fire resist. So in case he's carrying like HP fire and anything, Scizor takes that a lot better than Rain. Rain also really helps Vaporeon, because Vaporeon can get what's the move called? I think it's Hydration, where like it cures all status effects in the rain, so it can't be toxic basically while the rain is up. So he might bring the rain, but he also might not. I'm definitely expecting Klefki, Tapu Koko, and Kyurem Black. Kyurem Black is important because it does break through my Rotom H due to its Terravolt ability. It's basically Mold Breaker, so it can hit Rotom with the Earth Power. So that's something important to keep in mind. Mega Sharpedo is also an interesting, would also be an interesting bring for him. Has the Ice Fang for Mega Altaria. Of course, Strong Withdraw, Boosted Crunch hurts really hard. I think the only thing that takes Strong Withdraw, Boosted Crunch on my team is Scrafty. So Mega Sharpedo could be a bring as well. Smeargle is a possibility just to set up stuff like sticky webs and regular Smeargle shenanigans. Raichu is also really good because its speed ties with Dodrio and outspeeds the rest of my team. And of course, if the electric terrain is up, nothing on my team outspeeds Raichu. But then also the slower Rotom Mo is also a possibility. Yeah, so I think pretty much his entire team is a possible break for him. I think the rain is less likely, but that's still a possibility. Yeah, so going into my team here, as you guys see, I am bringing in Mega Altaria, bringing a Dragon Dance set this week. Return Earthquake hits his entire team. Basically, if Klefki is gone, Dragon Dance Altaria just sweeps through his team. I just set up a Dragon Dance and I spam Return until everything is dead. Politoed, I think, can live a return at +1, as can Kabutops, but they can't really do a whole lot to Altaria in return if I'm at a good amount of HP, which Roost is for, of course. The speed EVs at 134 speed allows me to outspeed his Tapu Koko at +1, so that's really good. And yeah, of course, return hits Koko, Kyurem, and Hawlucha, and Sharpedo, all for super effective, demolishes them. Politoed can possibly live a hit. Klefki, that's what Earthquake is for. Smeargle has no defense at all. Same with Raichu. Rotom Mo could probably live a hit, but it can't really do a whole lot because I resist both its stabs. And yeah, so Altaria could be either a mid-game or late-game sweeper depending on what exactly he brings and where the game is looking at the time. The next one I am bringing is Wobbuffet Baby Blue here, making his debut. I'm so excited to finally use Wobbuffet in League format. Holding a Custap Berry to get that last-minute Destiny Bond off. Encore counter, Mirror Court, Destiny Bond. Like, that's the only possible set for Wobbuffet. The defensive EVs allow me to live a crunch from a Jolly Mega Sharpedo, as well as a +2 acrobatics from Howlucha, and then of course I get my counter off on them, and then since I live with less than 25% HP, then the next turn I can get my Custap Berry and get that Destiny Bond off. So yeah, and then the rest of the EVs are just into special defense as well. Next one we have is our choice banded Scizor Colorblind Blue with Bullet Punch, U-Turn, Pursuit, and Knockoff. Bullet Punch hits everything except for his like rain team stuff, so Politoed, Sharpedo, and Kabutops. Even though Kabutops does take it neutrally, he does have decent defense on there. But so like Bullet Punch hits Tapu Koko really hard. Kyurem Black for super effective damage. Howlucha does not have great defenses. It hits Klefki, hits Smeargle of course, and then U-Turn is just for that bug stab, as well as the momentum. Pursuit in case he's in like a little Raichu and like maybe choiced into an unfavorable move like Psychic, or and then the last move is Knockoff, just because I was choice banded, so didn't really need like Roost or Defog or anything. Our next one here is Rotom Heat, more defensive this week. Max defensive, Pain Split, Defog, Volt Switch, and Thunderbolt. No Overheat, of course, because he does have the Rain. So if he does bring the Rain, then Overheat's going to be doing practically nothing. It does mean I get walled by a Rotom Mow, but I also wall Rotom Mow in return, so we kind of come to a stalemate there, unless he's carrying like HP Rock or something. And then yeah, this thing's here just to get rid of screens in case Klefki sets those up, and also to get rid of stuff like sticky webs or spikes from Klefki and Smeargle. That's really Rotom's only main job, and then also get momentum with Volt Switch. And then Thunderbolt is there just for the last primary stab in case Electric Terrain is up. I can get some decent damage on several mons on his team. But yeah, Rotom's main job this week is just to make sure hazards and screens stay off the field. Our next mon is Lycanroc holding a Choice Scarf, also hitting that 134 speed stat. So with the Choice Scarf, it does outspeed Tapu Koko, and then No Guard Stone Edges basically just spam that through his team. Stomping Tantrum is for the Klefki, and then Thunder Punch. If Electric Terrain isn't up, Thunder Punch does as much as Stone Edge super effectively, because Stone Edge with the stab goes to base 150, Thunder Punch super effective 75 to 150, so they do the same amount. So, but if the Electric Terrain is up, then it gets that boost and hits those water types like Politoed and Kabutops just a little bit harder. But really, I'm just going to be clicking Stone Edge until I run out of PP for it. And then Stealth Rocks are there just in case I see an opportunity to get Stealth Rocks if I can predict a switch or something. But then, of course, I am choice, so it's really like in niche situation. I don't really see any particular situation where I will be able to get up rocks. But if it does arise, then I'll get those up. And then last one we have here is Celebi holding the Psychium Z with Giga Drain, Psychic, Healing Wish, and Earth Power. Psychium Z with the Psychic has a really good chance to KO Kyurem B after rocks, if I do happen to get those up. Giga Drain, of course, hits all of his water types, Sharpedo, Politoed, and Kabutops. Absolutely demolishes Kabutops. Politoed can't take a couple of hits. The HP EVs, I believe, is to be able to take an Acrobatics from Howlucha. If I'm remembering correctly, it's been a while since I made these sets. The HP EVs is so I can guarantee live something. I want to say it's Acrobatics from Howlucha, but I'm not sure on that. Speed EVs are to guarantee I outspeed the Kyurem Black, and the rest are into a special attack. Earth Power is to hit Klefki, and Raichu, I believe, and Koko. And then Healing Wish is, well, Healing Wish is Healing Wish. The main thing it's for is for Wobbuffet to give that thing an extra life, potentially allow it to take in and kill one or maybe even two extra threats. But also it's for Altaria in case it gets a little low. give an extra life to Scizor or to Lycanroc as well. Um, Healing Wish is just a freebie for anything. Probably going to use her for Wobbuffet at some point, but I could use it for anything else as well. And yeah, that's the team. So the general plan is to use either, depending on what he brings to his team, if he brings rain or doesn't, use Scizor and Celebi to start to whittle down his team, and then either Lycanroc and Altaria as those mid-game sweepers, and then use Lycanroc or Altaria as that late-game sweeper, and then using Wobbuffet to trap threats like Hawlucha if it sets up a Swords Dance, Kyurem Black. Kyurem Black and Tapu Koko, I had to play a little predict games, whether they're going to go for a physical or a special move. But I can live hits from them, a lot of hits from them, so I can. Chances are in my favor that I'll get it right at some point. Yeah, that's the team. I'm feeling a lot more confident this week than I was with last week. Versus Rossi, my team was not a favorable matchup. It is a bit more favorable because, like I said, Altaria just sweeps through his team, and Wobbuffet loves his team. Like, practically his entire team. Klefki, I can encore into a move, then go into something else. And everything else, all the offensive threats, I just trap. He has no ghost types, I don't believe. Yeah, no ghost types, so Wobbuffet traps everything. He might bring Shed Shell, I believe it is, on a couple of mons, but if he does, that means they're lacking like a choice item, Life Orb, or Solvex or something like that. So that's great if he decides to bring Shed Shell on something. So yeah, I believe so. It's currently is Friday. We were supposed to fight today, but apparently he has some homework, so we're pushing it back till Sunday. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I think we have a good chance to get another win here, but of course we don't want to be too cocky, because it is Rodney. He is a fantastic battler. He's really comfortable with his rain teams. He's used pretty much the same on past several seasons. So even though his teams are getting a little predictable, he's really comfortable with those sets, with those bonds, and really knows how to use them correctly. So definitely don't want to be too confident here. But like I said, I do feel like we have a pretty good matchup, specifically because Altaria and Lycanroc both kind of run through his team once Klefki is gone. So that's the main thing here, is that we want to get rid of Klefki as soon as possible. So yeah, that's the team. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, and I will see you at the battle. Bye.